Oh snap! Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
This is SCL0320, Joe Johnson 030. We are back again for night 2 of the Flash Arrow crossover episodes. Tonight's episode is actually our first review of an Arrow episode. So the title of this episode, I think it was it Arrow versus Flash? It was the opposite, I think. You know what? I don't even want to go into like huge details about it. What was your take coming off of yesterday's episode, which was really awesome? We saw an awesome fight sequence. We saw a lot of hidden spoilers in it, and then at the same time, they kept to the pacing of the storyline, the Flash franchise. But this one, what was your take? Because you don't look at any Arrow episodes. What was your take on kind of like Arrow and Flash inside of Arrow's world, I guess, essentially?
My whole take on it. I'll say for the most part, you know, there's definitely the grittiness aspect, you know.
It's a lot darker.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people actually getting injured, you know, in actually being, not saying in Flash, you know, that people aren't in danger, but in Arrow, you know, it's definitely more gritty.
Yeah, it's real different.
Yeah, like people are actually, like, you see them physically getting hurt, and the stakes, I feel like, are definitely can sometimes be a lot higher in Arrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, my take on this episode, though, however, one thing I did enjoy about the whole episode was the fact that, the past 2 episodes definitely love how the fact that the villains are like super high caliber villains.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Very detrimental. I agree, because one of the things, when we first opened up the episode, we saw Boomerang, or Captain Boomerang, in action. And Joe had said to me, he's like, man, on the real, like, I ain't feeling this Boomerang cat. Like, I think me and Joe both saw the Arkham Assault movie, and at the same time, I know a little bit about the Flash villains road. But the way that they depicted Boomerang in this, he was legit. Like, he was killing people left and right, and he was very dangerous, hand-to-hand combat-wise, and just the precision of what he was doing. It was like, I think that Arsenal, Arrow, and Diggle, we were all trying to take him on at once, and they were losing. Like, they weren't doing that good at all. And the fight choreography is so well. That's the difference between Arrow and Flash. Flash episodes are normally heavy on like CG, but the Arrow episodes, they're really gritty, but they're really choreographed really well. And it was shown in production for this one. I thought this was really well done. I mean, I'm a fan now of Boomerang, more so than I was before, just looking at this rendition of it. And then Joe hasn't seen Spartacus, Blood and Sand, but Asher, the guy that plays Asher in that show, he's the actual Boomerang on, I guess, gonna be Flash and Arrow series now. The name of the episode is actually The Brave and the Bold. So let's read a synopsis real quick. As Oliver, Arsenal, and Diggle pursue a killer named Digger Harkness, or aka Captain Boomerang, they encounter an Argus team. Oliver and the Flash team up to try to stop Harkness. Now, Argus is the team that Amanda Waller is kind of control of, because she is not taking over like how Star Labs is going to be ran and the dynamics of that. So it's just really interesting to see. This is all kind of a precursor of Cadmus and Star Labs and Argus now. But I mean, one of the things I loved about this episode was the fact that this was more on the emotional tugging of what's going on between what Oliver's thought process of fighting crime and Flash's. They danced around it in the other episode, but because Flash was deterred by the villain's rays and him becoming like kind of angered and really dangerous, this time like he was like a fish out of water, because like Arrow was kind of telling him, he's like, look, this is not like the city that you're coming from. This is Starling City. Like, there are people that die on a regular. I saw my girlfriend get killed right in front of me. I saw my mom get killed right in front of me. I saw my best friend get killed right in front of me. And what was so crazy is that Flash's rebuttal was like, I've seen my mother get killed right in front of me too. But that's not a reason for me to go and just kill other people or even torture people or go in such a harsh environment and do this. And like, you see the different perspectives challenge each other, but at the same time it's almost like they were boosting each other up. Like, I feel like both of them came out of this one groomed in a different kind of light, you know what I'm saying? Because Oliver, he was thinking that he was starting to lose pieces of his humanity. He even stated, he was like, every time I put an arrow on somebody or I have to fight somebody that takes a life, like, I feel like pieces of me are being stripped away, like the Oliver Queen is being gone. And I can relate to that thinking about like Batman and Bruce Wayne, in which we know Bruce Wayne is really Batman. It's not like there isn't no Bruce Wayne. And so his moral compass and his emotions are completely gone, but at the same time he has other people that he works with and stuff like that, and he has a pull to Alfred and whatnot. So he has a piece of his humanity, but I feel like with this one, it was the same kind of dynamics that Bruce really goes through with being Batman. And so I thought that was really good, like, meat of this episode. But what was another thing I guess you liked about the episode besides the two things that you were talking about before?
That was mainly it. Yeah. That's like really what stood out to me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any weakness to this episode, because like, me and Joe, we were having a debate. We were like, is this going to be better than yesterday's episode? Joe had kind of gave the episode a little bit lower review than I did. I really liked this episode. It was lower on the action side as far as the CG action, but it was higher on the cinematography and the choreography. And at the same time, I felt like towards the end of the episode, it wasn't as much danger. It was, but then it wasn't. Like, I felt like at the end of the Flash episode, like, anything could happen just because, like, Barry was out of control. In this episode, it was like, I know lives are going to be ended, but that's just how the Arrow show is. It's just a whole different kind of show. But that didn't take away from anything for me. I really enjoyed this episode. And then another thing is that they didn't go into Felicity's backstory with Ray Palmer and her starting to cultivate a relationship with him. They kept to the basics, which was Diggle. Diggle's relationship with his, well, not his wife, but the person that he loves that works for Argus, because she's the target that Captain Boomerang's trying to go up against. And so you see Diggle kind of going through like a growth process as well, which is really awesome to kind of see. Because I was like, man, where's Diggle's action in this? You know what I'm saying? He was funny in the last episode, but I was like, where are you going to actually get him doing stuff? Because the dude, he's physically fit, he's a great actor, but I was like, what are they going to actually really do with him? So they finally gave him something to do with, you know? I'm trying to think of anything else. Let me see if I wrote down anything. I don't think I wrote anything more down about it, more so than just quotes. It was funny because I think the whole team on the the Flash side, they were like, they realized that their whole thought process on metahumans and how they fight crime was so downplayed on the seriousness of what really could happen, because it's such an unworldly kind of situation that they go through on a regular basis. They don't think about the fact that these are people that can end lives like that. And Arrow deals with people that don't even have superpowers a lot of the time, that people are dying left and right. And so they kind of took that for granted, and they kind of broke it down like, we have more respect for what we're going to do. We need to train. We need to be a better, sharpened team. So I felt like coming out of this was a really cool touch. Who do you think would really win between Arrow and Flash, though? We didn't talk about it. We talked around it, but we didn't really talk about it. So this is the last review for this one. I was like, let's talk about that. Based on what you've seen.
Definitely Flash.
You think that the Flash will win?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the Flash.
Okay, how and why? And I'll defend.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be Arrow.
Yeah, super speed, bro.
Okay, so.
Yeah, super speed.
Okay.
Like, are we talking? If they're just going heads up, you know, and Arrow doesn't necessarily have a team of people to help him. Like, by I mean a team, I mean like Felicity. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'd win.
Okay.
I don't think he'd win.
So you saying that if Flash win at Arrow, kind of like he did in the episode when he was evil, you know, you don't think that, you think that he would win? You think the Flash would win?
Yeah.
You don't think that
if Arrow didn't have, you know, that network of people, I think he would have lost.
Okay. Okay. This is all about opinionated. So my rebuttal to that, I think that Oliver would do what Batman does to Superman, which is outthink him at all costs, no matter what the situation is. This, I'm not even talking about a fight to death. Fight to the death, I think the Arrow will win. Only because like he would take him out before he would even do anything. But I think that a head-to-head fight, I think that he get beat down really bad. I think that it would be a long, drawn-out fight, even though it should take like seconds, because Flash does have super speed. And there's not too many things he can't do with it. He can vibrate so fast, he can vibrate through some like matter. He hasn't got to that speed yet, and he's a rookie. And that's the thing that I say that I think that Arrow wins, because it's not just the fact that Oliver has experience fighting metahumans or superheroes. It's the fact that his discipline and his thought process are not gauged upon, where Barry, he's just started this 6 months prior to. He's still trying to figure himself out. He's still doubting himself. He's still unfocused. And one of the things with Oliver, he even said, he's like, I don't have that luxury of not being focused. I have to hit every single time. And he does, you know. So I'm trying to think of how the scenario would go out. I don't think I can kind of describe it, but something along the lines of, I think that Barry would try to come at him really fast and try to knock him out as fast as he could. But Barry would have a conscience. He wouldn't try to kill him. Oliver knows that Barry has a healing factor. It's going to be more punishment that Oliver would throw out than Barry would, just from the simple fact that he knows that he can heal. And so in that sense, he's not going to hold back at all. Now, would I think that Arrow will shoot an arrow that flashes head? No, I don't think so. But at the same time, he's going to give him a run for his money. And I think that he has the best opportunity to take out Flash. It doesn't make sense in theory. I think that if you think about it, then the fact that, okay, you got somebody that's got superpowers and somebody that doesn't, the person with superpowers should win, right? But in the world of superheroes, if these people are going up against people that are more powerful themselves and they are still alive, then they still fall in that same lines of what could really happen in a comic book environment. You know what I'm saying? Anything goes, what I'm trying to say. It's like, why does Batman beat Superman? You know what I'm saying? So, that's just my thought. What do y'all think? Who do y'all think would win between Arrow and Flash? What are your reasons? I don't think I gave a good enough reason like I really should. Joe's is kind of like, yeah, he would just beat him.
He would, yeah.
I mean, that's just the fact of it. He's faster. So I want to know what y'all's thoughts processes are. Did y'all enjoy both episodes? Did y'all enjoy our review? Please leave your comments below. Hopefully you liked this. Hopefully we didn't run over too long. Green Arrow all the way. Speedy. Deuces. Alright, we out, everybody. Look for us to do maybe a couple other reviews soon. And we're still going to do the Comic-Con video. We haven't done that yet. We haven't done the commentary for it yet. We've got all the footage and everything ready, though. So, yeah. Get at us. Have a good night. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed evening. Later, everybody.
Alright, y'all.